Hey friends, welcome to day 37 of 90. It seems like it was just yesterday. It was day 36.
Because it was.
Oh, are you sure?
Yep.
Huh. Before long, we'll be at day 40.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
You're horrible.
Why?
Because you're just like...
Okay, well, it's also day 4 of the Draw the Circle Prayer Challenge. I have my book. Do you have your book? I hope you do. Today was Don't Pray Away, which is not something that we're often taught, meaning don't just pray your problems away. Sometimes you got to pray through them.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're not often taught that in church, especially when you grow up in church. You're taught to, ask God to help you have a good day. That's like the go-to prayer. Help me get through this test. Help me find a new job. Help my spouse to stop talking the way they do. Help my kids to stop making me crazy. Help me to get from where I am right now to where I think it's going to be better. But that's not how God often works. God often puts us in a place that's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable not because he wants bad things for you, not that he wants bad things for me, but when we're in places that are not comfortable, that's when we learn to trust him the most.
Is that my cue?
Were you paying attention?
Yeah, I was. I feel like this is too stuffy.
Stuffy? Okay.
So, it's very much like going to CrossFit or to boot camp, and you start to do something that your body is not used to. And as you're doing it, you want to give up. But if you make the decision, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to get my minute plank.
Sort of like this video right now.
I know, right? Then before you know it, you're through with the minute. And you were able to do it because you stayed there. There's a lot of things in life that God wants you to stay in it until you have conquered it so that you can move to the next thing. And I do believe that he will continue to give you the same trial if you continue to pray it away. He'll give you relief.
Yeah, it's interesting. I listened to, it might have been Levi Lusko a couple of years ago was preaching about that, about how many times we get to take the same test over and over again until we pass it. When you're in school, you take the test, and if you don't pass it, you might get to do a redo. Maybe. Or something. Teacher used to hand it back and write redo at the top, or at least they did on mine, because that's just the way it was. But you only got to do it once. You did it once, and then maybe you got a redo, and then you got your grade. God doesn't work that way. Mm-mm. He'll allow us to take the same test over and over again until we pass it.
Yeah, and in that, he puts us through things, and it's always for a purpose. And we may not be clear on what it is, and yet we have the choice to continue to pray through instead of praying it away.
So we read the story in today's session that Mark talked about John and Trish for their son. Son at 2, was it 2? Fell out a second-story window and had some severe brain damage and injuries, and they prayed and prayed and prayed for his healing. He never got healed. And then they finally began to just pray that they would be able to live with the disability. And I think it's interesting. It says in here that they still are believing for healing, but they know, let me get it. I'm going to have trouble finding it here. Give my right arm to see my son healed, but instead of getting discouraged or getting angry, I choose to look for what God can do. So their son through that difficulty is now being an example for other people. Mm-hmm. And God's doing great things through it. It wouldn't be that way if God would have just healed their son and then they would have gone on.
Mm-hmm. We often hear that that our journey on our journal through that gets us through. Tomorrow is write it down, by the way. As we journey through and we journal it, that our testimony, our journey will end up being somebody else's survival guide.
Yeah. Do you have any examples of praying through?
I would say that the very first time that we did the Circle Maker Challenge together, and it was in February of 2015, that we prayed for my work, and we prayed and prayed and prayed through for 6 weeks. We felt like we got a word, and then it didn't change anything for months. And things seemed to be going backwards during that whole time. And then God was faithful because we continued to pray knowing that we had heard a word, and continued even though it looked nothing like what we thought it would look like. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I just sort of go back to the fact that we typically are not taught to pray through. Mm-hmm. When we learn as kids just to pray for God to help us through the day, that's sort of where we get to. That becomes our habit, that we're not content with where we are. We want to be in someplace else, mm-hmm. because we always think contentment is over the next hill.
I'm so tired.
Was that a yawn?
Yeah.
That's funny. Uh-huh. Mark it down. The primary purpose of prayer is not to change circumstances. The primary purpose of prayer is to change us. But either way, the chief objective remains the same: to glorify God in any and every situation. So praying through helps us to find contentment, to find satisfaction, to find purpose, to find joy, to find God in each and every situation. So
it's a lot of finding.
It is a lot of finding. You find out a lot about yourself when you're doing it. Mm-hmm. I'm probably there right now. I think I'm praying through a couple of situations, praying through some direction, praying for some contentment. So I don't want to continue to be in the place where I think that, satisfaction comes when the bank account is at a certain level, or when I have a certain amount of free time or time to just be with family. Well,
because let's be honest, if you have a blended family and you've got more than one or two kids, the bank account is hardly ever going to be at a certain level. And there's always going to be something that comes up. There's always going to be something that gets in the way of that. We've made it. We were satisfied. This is the end all be all. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be, for us, there's 5 kids, and eventually there'll be 5 spouses to those kids, and then all of their kids, so our grandkids. And there's all the situations that come along with weddings and just anything else that goes along with it, buying, baby stuff, because let's be real, the kids are not going to be able to afford all of the things that go along with babies, and, just thing after thing after thing. And so if you just get in the habit of praying away things, those are the joys that you miss out on.
Mm-hmm. So pray through,
not away.
Pray through.
And I don't know if he can make this sound like this. I did some videos today for real estate that I sounded like I had just sucked on some helium.
That was
I don't know how that happened.
Hey, guys.
So whenever we watch Allie Knight on her channel, and she's going through the tunnels. She does the
Tunnel time.
tunnel time. Yeah, tunnel time.
She speeds up the
and
video.
She speeds it up, and she does a high squeal. Yeah.
Look at you throwing an Allie Knight reference in there.
You guys should check out Allie Knight. I don't know what his fascination is with her.
I love the views at the front of the truck. Allie Knight's another channel on YouTube. You should check it out. YouTube.com/Allie Knight, I think. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe I'll link to it. However, it's amazing. She drives a truck all over this beautiful country, and the views out the window are awesome. I think that's why I watch it.
And that girl can talk.
She does talk.
She can talk. And I think that he said once that it reminds him of our Allison, because whenever you get her into a car, she can talk.
Yeah.
And she'll just talk. Coming back from Oklahoma City, whenever I used to have to pick her up from her visits, she would talk the entire way home. All I had to say was, "How was your weekend?" And off we go.
Yeah. Which is a lot different for us because April and I can sit in the car for hours and not say a word. There's beauty in silence. Is that right? I don't know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah. Now that we're done chasing that squirrel. Sometimes God delivers us from our problems. Sometimes God delivers us through our problems. That's the draw the circle at the end. And so it's a good thing to remember when if you're facing something, if you're in the middle of a valley, it seems, if it's in the middle of a challenge, it's not always to pray it away, but to pray through.
Yeah.
So, all right. I don't know what this dog is doing over here. He's
protesting.
Going buck wild in the chair.
He's spinning around in circles.
Yeah. Okay. It's day 7 of our thankfulness challenge.
Yeah. And I get to go first.
Today's your day. You go first.
I am thankful for a warm house. I know he said it a few days ago, for our actual dwelling. I am thankful that we have heat whenever it is so cold outside, and that we have air whenever it is hot. What?
Nothing. I was just thinking. I was processing that. Was that...
That was very judgmental.
Probably. Because you say that, but you're always complaining about how cold it is in here in the wintertime.
Yeah, but I'm under a blanket and everything right now, so.
Interesting.
There is no fire in the fireplace.
That's true. I didn't build a fire. My bad.
I'm thankful that it's warm.
Let's see. What am I thankful for? I am thankful. Caught me off guard. My mind just went blank. I don't have anything to be thankful for. No, that's
You got
not
plenty
true.
to be thankful for.
No, I am thankful for good quiet time in the morning. The last several days, I've had some really good prayer time and journaling time. I'm thankful that I have the ability to get up and just spend a few minutes starting my day the right way.
I'm thankful for that too.
I'd be more thankful if I had some eggs and bacon.
Make the bacon after you go to work.
Oh, see, this is what she does to me. She tells me this evening, we're in the kitchen. She's like, yeah, when I get up, I make eggs and bacon every day. Holy crap. Whatever. Anyway, all right, guys, we've kept you long enough. Tomorrow, day 5.
Write it down.
Write it down in the draw, the circle 40-day prayer challenge. It's going to be day 37.
Nope.
What, 38? Tomorrow will be day 38. It'll be day 8 of the daggone thankfulness challenge. What we need is a few more challenges. So, thankful for all you new subscribers. If you're watching the videos for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. If you have a comment about what we're doing here, make sure you leave us a comment. If you're on a mobile app, it's way at the bottom. So you got to scroll all the way down to get there. And if you would please share the videos. Share them on Facebook, share them on YouTube. But if you like what we're doing, share it. It may be able to give someone else some encouragement to live through their blended family struggles, because it can be immense. So, anything else?
That's it.
That's it. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow, day 38.